schedule out there, the hours are cut off. It's just, time is irrelevant.
It's a seasoning.
Time dilation is a hell of a thing.
So, Rob, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Are we set up to go?
I'm about as set up as I'm likely to be.
Okay, and the chat can see everything that's happening, I guess.
They can see the camera.
Grand. All right. I'm sure they will play whatever music they need to on the background as things are developing. We are on step 9.
Okay, that means nothing to me.
Of book 1. That was important to point out. Okay, so I'm going to need. We were talking planes and tiles last time. Did you hear about that terminology?
I heard some of that. Yes. Yes, I think I understand what the planes are. The tiles are supposed to be smooth on top, no or very few pips.
Yeah, and a plane has pips, right?
Correct.
Right. Okay, so a tile has nothing on top. It should be just a smooth surface, and planes have pips.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to need you to gather 5 pieces specifically.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to start with it's a gray plane, 2x2 with a little extra bit at the end of it. Looks like a handle that you'd hang a towel on.
There are only 2 gray pieces, and only one of them comes close to matching that description. So got that. What direction should I have the little extra bit facing at the moment?
So, can you dig out the piece we've been building that looks like that beige colored shield looking thing, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So what I'm going to want you to do is put the widest part of that shield at the bottom, so it looks like if you were holding it as a shield.
Yeah.
Right. I want it so that the widest part's at the bottom and the narrowest part's pointing straight up.
Got it.
Okay, I want you to flip that over so all the receptive areas, so that the tiles are basically on the bottom, and all the places that can receive a plane are facing up.
Got it.
Good. So now take that gray tile. I want you to you see how there's six blue 2x2s that are kind of offset?
Yeah.
See how one of them has the 2 pips that are extended further up?
Yes.
Okay, so I want you to take that gray tile. I want you to I want you to put it onto the exposed tan, or take that gray plane, put it on the exposed tan tiles with the handle hanging off, and you're basically lining that up with that whole middle section of blue.
Gotcha. With the handle hanging off the top end.
That's correct.
Lovely.
Okay, awesome, great. I need you to find 2. These are very unusual 1x2s. Okay, they're blue. They are shaped like half of a trapezoid each.
Half of a trapezoid each. Okay, yeah, I think I got it.
Okay, so you have 2. There's 2 pips showing on both of them, and they basically, if you put the 2 of them together, they would look like a trapezoid together because they're the opposite of each other.
Right. Got it.
Okay, you've got those.
I got those.
So I want you to flank that gray tile with like following the way that the gray plane. I'm sorry. I want you to take those 2 blue planes, and I want you to flank the gray plane, and I want you to follow the curve in a way. Right? They're supposed to be mated right up against the.
Mated against the blue 2x4s or 2x2s. I'm sorry.
No, it should be. Well, let's think of it. Let's think of it this way. You're going to keep a 1x2 space in between. Like, you see how there's like. Yeah. So basically, those 2 blue tiles or 2 blue planes I've told you about. The ends with the pips are basically lining up directly beside the gray plane.
Yeah, I think I got you. And the slanted edge of the hypotenuse, I guess, of the trapezoid of the blue piece is lined up with the trapezoid of the tan piece it's attaching to.
That is correct. Yes, you've made a nice smooth line there. Cool.
Awesome.
Now you see, you should have 2 1x2 gaps between all of that blue.
Yep.
Okay.
I got it.
Can you find? This is the missing piece. I'm just going to ask you to look one more time, and if you can't find it, we're going to move on. It's a 1x2 tile in blue. That on the very end there's a ball.
A ball.
like you would use for a ball and socket joint.
On the okay, so you say on the very end.
That's correct.
I've got two 1x2 pieces here where there is a ball. It is not.
It's on the side, isn't it?
It's on the side.
Yeah, I've seen those because I was watching this yesterday. But no, I would look for the ones on the end, and if you can't find them, then we're gonna move on.
And it is a 1x2, as in there should be 2 pips on top. Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay. Give me one moment. Because it does not look like, and it's a ball on the end, you said?
Yeah, it's a ball. Do you have any other pieces that have balls on the end? Any other blue pieces that have balls on the end?
The only pieces that I have, only pieces that have blue balls on the end
Yeah.
are these 1x1 circular pips with a little, basically a little piece of a ball that sticks out on one side. If you were to look at the complete dimensions, it would fit within a 1x2 rectangular piece, but it's only a 1 pip on top and a ball on the end.
Just say that last part one more time, please.
A 1 pip on top, a circular 1x1 piece with a ball segment sticking out the side or top, whatever direction you'd like it to go in.
Okay, but it's like a single pip square with a ball off of one side.
Basically, yes.
How many of those do you have?
I have 1, 2. Looks like I only have 2. There is a different piece here. It's not a ball in the end, so I don't think it's what you're talking about. There's 2 of those, and then there's 2 of the pieces that I've been describing to you. Just 2.
Just 2. Cool. I'm just double checking to see if any of those pieces, like if any of the ones with the balls on the end, because what I have a feeling has happened is that when they were making the bags, they screwed up. And I'm just kind of looking forward in the instructions to find out if there's like a, because we open other bags after like step 19. So I'm just gonna double check this.
Since you're doing that, I'm taking a brief glance over at some of these other bags. In one of these other bags,
Yes,
I see a 1x2 rectangular blue piece,
yes.
which if you were to, on the 1x2, if you were to look at it as a 1x3, that third pip is not a pip, but it's a ball on the end. Basically, I think it's exactly what you're trying to describe to me.
What bag is that?
This is a bag with a red stripe,
It's a bag with a red stripe?
yeah.
Bag with the red stripe?
OX?
Hooray!
No, that's just the Mega Bloks logo on it, I'm sorry. It has an orange stripe, big, thick orange stripe down the middle of the bag.
Oh my god.
That might be it.
That's probably it.
Well then.
There was
okay.
2 bags with red stripes, and I opened the wrong one, maybe.
Maybe, but yeah, that's real weird. Okay, that's cool though. Let's roll with that. So let's open that one up. That's strange, Johnny, because it's like, why would you have 2 identical bags? Like, why wouldn't you label them 1 and 2, right? Okay, no big
Mega
deal.
Bloks.
Here we are. Okay, so let me get those pieces out. And how many of those do we need? 2 of them?
I'm looking for 2. How many do you have in total?
In total, I have 4, it looks like.
Victory, awesome. Okay, great. So take 2 of those.
2.
You're going to put them in the remaining holes that are by all those other 2x2s.
So between the blue trapezoidal pieces and the 2x2s underneath.
You got it.
Lovely. Got there.
Is that done?
That is done.
Great. Let's move on to step 10. Oh my god, I can't believe we might get through this. I need you to locate the following pieces. I need 2 1x4s in blue.
2 1x4s in blue. There's one of them, and there's the other one. Got them.
And these are flat, right? They're not.
These are planes. Yeah,
Yep.
1x4 planes.
Yep.
Blue.
Good. I need 3 2x4 in blue planes.
3 2x4 blue planes. Got them.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds great.
That's ominous.
Okay. Please take one of those 2x4s in blue.
Uh-huh.
Now, do you see how there's a little bit of gray showing in that little gap between all that blue? There's like a 2-pip piece of gray that's showing.
Yes.
Great. I want you to place a 2x4 vertically so that it covers that.
All right, and it would leave below it. There's still a 1x2 before the bottom edge of the big piece.
You are correct.
Awesome.
So place that.
It is placed.
Okay. So now take the 1x4s in blue.
Yep.
I want you to place them horizontally on one on either side of the second. It's below those blue pieces. You're basically building up more of this plane. So you're going to place the 1x4s horizontally, snug up against that piece that we just laid down. So basically, if you're you're looking at one it's 4 rows of 2, right? And the first row of 2 is covering the gray. The second row of 2, you're going to line up one on either side of that.
Okay. All right. So hold on. So when we say this sideways or horizontally, when I'm looking at this, that means the north and south. It's 1 pip in the northern direction and 4 pips to the east or western direction. That's what you mean by horizontal, yes?
Yeah, they're oriented east-west.
Okay, that works. And it's supposed to be snug up against the 2x2 and to the north, and snug up against the 2x4 to the.
That's in dead center.
That's in dead center.
Yep, that's correct. So these are basically going to go out to the edge of the covering the tan edges on either side.
Covering 1 pip on the tan edge on either side.
You are correct. I should have said that instead.
We're good.
Good.
And that's both of those 1x4s to either side of the center 2x4.
That's correct.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
So now you're going to take your remaining 2 2x4s, and you're going to do the same thing you just did. You're going to snug them up against the 1x4s.
All right. And that would leave a large 1x10 at the base that has not been covered.
Correct.
All right.
All right. Now that's step 10.
Sweet.
So step 11. I need 3 special pieces. You know those 2, we need 2 blue, 1x2 with a ball on the end.
1x2 with the ball, and 2 blue, 1x2 with the ball on the end. The pieces we thought we were missing earlier.
Correct.
All right. 2 of them.
Okay. And now this is going to be weird. It's blue. It's a 1x2. It's double-sided. There are pips facing out on both sides. A blue. It's 1x2. Pips on both sides.
Got 1. Just 1?
Just 1. And they're hollow pips, right?
Yes.
Cool. All right. So now that vertical 4x2, that vertical 2x4.
Yep.
Okay. So directly below that, I want you to place that double-sided, so it lines up against flush with the bottom.
Yep, got it.
Okay, and now those 2 ball ends, I want them placed on the outer reaches so that both pips interact with the, like one's going to be on blue, one of the pips is on blue, one of the pips is on tan.
Yep, all right, I got
So
it.
the balls face out, right?
Got it.
Great.
Yep.
Step 12. We're looking for blocks now.
Aha.
Okay.
All right.
Feel like I might be an idiot.
Uh-oh.
Not an idiot. Moving on. Okay, we're looking for blocks.
I need good confirmation.
So now you know what I mean by a block, right?
Yes, the thick pieces that could be 3 planes stacked on top of each other.
Correct.
All right.
You're going to need a 2x4 in blue,
Got it.
just 1. And you're looking for, these are going to be, you're going to need a 2x, it's a 2x4, but it's not, because one of the corners has been completely cut off, so there's only 6 pips on top.
Got it. Okay.
Now there should be 2 of those, they're mirror images of each other.
I've got them.
Great. So now, you've got 3 pieces, correct?
I have 3 pieces.
Take that 2x4. You're going to place that See where the gray thing with the handle?
Yes.
Okay, so below that is 8 pips facing straight up.
Yep.
Okay, you're gonna place your 2x4 on top of that.
All right, got it.
Great. Now, why is it doing this? No, I'm wrong. Take that off.
Okay.
Okay. So what you're gonna do is, because I had to look at step 13 to make sure this is right. So on the 2x2 blue that is directly below that gray one with the handle. Okay, we're just gonna refer to those as having yellow pips. Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'll make this easier.
Please.
Take that 2x4. I want you to line it up so that the bottom 4 pips on that 2x4 cover the 4 pips that are directly below the gray piece. So basically, this is going to cover that gray piece.
Okay, it's going to cover all the gray piece except for the handle that's sticking out.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Now take those 2 angled pieces that I told you about. Put one on either side to follow the angle.
Okay, so the 2 angled pieces are only connected to 2 of the pips on that top 2x4.
That's correct. You're doing great.
Lovely.
Did it? You got that done?
Got it done.
That's step 12. Let's move on to 13.
Woo.
You're going to need one of the following. It's blue. It's a 2x4 block.
2x4 block. Okay. It's a 2x4 block, just a block?
Yeah, it's a 2x4 block. Nothing
Okay.
special about it.
I got it.
Okay. You're going to need 2 of the following. A blue 2x3 block.
Okay, got them.
Cool. So you see the remaining pips on. Like, you got those remaining pips that are facing up for you, right?
Of those initial 2x2s at the top of this thing?
That's
So we just placed those 2x4s and then the 2x4s with a slant, so directly below those?
Yes.
Or south of those?
yes. So
Okay.
directly south of both those ones with the slant, you're going to use the 2x3s to cover those remaining 6 pips that are facing up on either side. These are arranged vertically, north south.
Right.
You-
Okay,
You're,
then you got it.
you're leaving their 4 pips in the center uncovered.
Got it.
Okay. If you've done that, now take your 2x4 and cover those remaining 4 pips in the center with the top of it. Everything is basically flush.
Got it.
Okay, so now you have a section of that 2x4 which is basically not mated to any pips at all, right? On the bottom?
Yes.
That's correct. That's step 13.
Excellent.
We're flying here. This is great. Step 14. You need one of the following. A 2x3 block, blue. Got it?
Got it.
You're going to need 4 of the following. A double-sided 2x2 plane, blue.
4 of those. 2x2 plain, double-sided.
Correct.
All right. Back up one moment. That you said only 1 of the 2x3 blocks?
That's correct?
Okay, and then 4 of the double-sided 2x2s.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay. You've got the 4 you need, right?
I do.
Okay, you should have 5 pieces in total.
Yep.
You're going to take that 2x3 block. You're going to snug it up against the 2x4 that you just placed.
Okay, so it's connected to those just remaining 2 pips?
That's right. Those 2 lonely pips at the bottom.
Yep.
And it's flush to the bottom, right?
Right.
Right. So you now just have a long line there. Great.
That's good.
Okay, so your 2x2 double-sideds, you are going to put those, let's start with this. Take one of those tiles. You see where the ball joint ends?
Yes.
Yeah, I want you to flush that up against the sides of that. So basically you're covering over the 4, what do you call the things that receive pips? Channels?
I almost said sockets, but I think that's going to be relevant later when we're talking more about the ball joints.
Yeah. So the place where you can place these 2x2s, you're going to put one over top of the. You can put one over top of the area that basically you're trying to use this to lock that 2x2 in place.
All right. So these 2x2s are flush with both the south face and the whatever the side face is. There isn't any part of it hanging outside of the larger
Correct.
shape.
It's flush to the south and the west. Yeah.
Got it.
And then the other one, you're going to place another 2x2. It's flush to the south and the east.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a mirror of each other, right?
Right.
Now, directly above those, just north of those, there's still a place you could place another 2x2, right?
Yep.
Good. I want you to place the other 2x2 directly north. The other 2x2s go directly north of the ones you just placed.
Got them.
Okay, so you have what looks like a 2x4 arrangement there.
Yes, on
Right.
either side.
On either side. Awesome. Okay. That is step 14.
Lovely.
Step 15. You are looking for. Okay. This you're looking for two of these. They're blue.
Okay.
They're a block with a slope.
Block with a slope.
Yeah.
All right. Anything more specific?
Yes. It is a it is a block.
Mm-hmm.
It is it's got 4 pips on top, arranged 1x4, a row of 4 pips.
Got it. And then next to that, if I were to look at the bottom of this piece, it's a 2x4, and if I look at the top, it's a 1x4 with a slope on one side.
You are correct.
All right.
Okay. So take one of those.
One. Okay.
You have 2 of them though, right?
I have 2 of them.
Take one of them and put one of them covering those 4 pips that, or the 2x4 pips that you had just placed for those tiny little, the double-sided ones?
Yep.
Yeah. So you want to arrange that so that the slope, it slopes to the outside. It's not sloping inside, it's sloping outside.
Okay, so the slope is facing away from center.
That's correct.
Goody. All right.
Do that for both sides.
Done.
Great, that's step 15.
Yay.
Step 16. How long have we been doing this for?
About 15, maybe 20 minutes.
Cool, we'll go a little bit longer, I think.
Yeah, there's 15 minutes left on the giveaway for the Ninth World.
Let's run this right to the end of the giveaway then. Okay, that sounds great. Thanks, Beej.
Yep.
You need 3 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to need 2 blocks. They are blue. They are 2x3.
2 blocks, 2x3, blue.
Correct.
Got 'em.
You're going to need a 1. Something in chat?
Yeah, okay. You guys gotta be careful when you burst out.
Yeah. All right.
Misleading laughter.
A little bit. All right,
Okay.
2x3 blocks, blue. Got them.
You got 2 of those. You need 1 more piece. The piece you need is a 2x6 plane in blue.
2x6 plain in blue. Got it.
Got it. Great. Okay. So you know that long. Okay, the 2 sloped pieces you just placed, right?
Right.
There's in between that there is currently a 2x3 and then like a 2x4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're going to take your plane.
Yep.
You're going to start. You're going to arrange it vertically, and you're going to cover all of the pips starting at the very south edge.
Okay.
So you're basically covering all 6 pips on the 2x3, and you're covering the bottom 6 pips on the 2x4.
Got it.
Great.
Hey, Beej,
Hey, Johnny.
just for reference, how many steps are in this fake Lego build?
Okay. 80.
Yeah, just 880?
80.
Oh boy.
In book 1.
Oh. Oh.
How many books?
One of how many?
I'm not
Okay.
telling you how many books there are.
Well,
No.
well, thanks for that.
Yep.
I'm gonna sign off now.
Good night, Johnny.
Okay, so, all right, Rob,
Yep.
you still got two 2x3s remaining, right?
I did.
These are blocks?
These are blocks.
Great. So you're going to take, so follow that plane where the plane stops. I want you to place one of these 2x3 blocks. Actually, this is a good idea. So take both of those 2x3 blocks vertically in your hand, so
Okay.
that the 2 3-pip sides on each, take a 3-pip side on each side and arrange them so they make like a large square essentially, right? No, not a
Okay,
square. I mean, it's
just
3 by
together.
4, but yeah, it feels like a larger block, right?
All right, yeah, so it's a 3x4, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 3 by 4. So you're gonna place this thing down, snug up against the plane you just put down.
On the top.
So it's equally distributed, right?
Okay.
So that you're gonna have basically the pip that's in like the number 1 position at the top of that plane. That's going to intersect with, or basically.
Try this. The line in between the 2x3s, the line as they connect with each other continues straight up, continuing the plane. The plane, if it's vertical going north, the line continues north.
Yes.
Okay. That was all right.
I was just working it out in my head, but yeah, what you should have is something that looks like a large. God, I just want to say it's kind of like you've made a thing that's like this weird, like it's not a T because it's not a T. You're not making a T, right? You're making it's
Right.
Yeah, it's so basically what you should have is that looking at it north, it should be 4 pips horizontally and 3 pips vertically.
Got it.
So
yes.
at the top, uncovered of the piece that we've now assembled all together, there's a 2x4 piece across the top.
Yes,
that's just
I've got
open.
it.
And then along the side there should be like a 1x5 that's open, right?
That is correct.
Hey, great. All right, that's number 16.
Woohoo!
Keep doing all this error checking, but just
It's good to do error checks.
it is. Okay, you need a lot of pieces for this.
Yeah.
Step 17.
All right.
Great.
That sigh.
Oh my god. Okay. You need the following.
Uh-huh.
It is blue.
Uh-huh.
It is a single round double pipped piece. It's only the size of 1 pip. A pip on the bottom and a pip on the top.
I have that.
Great. Put 2 of those aside.
Okay.
You need 2 tan tiles that only have room for a single pip.
2 tan tiles that only have room for a single pip.
And here's the rub. They're curved. So it's like if you were to turn the tile upside down for where the channel is, it's stepped, right? There's
Yeah.
so you're looking for 2 of those, and I think they curve slightly. It's hard to tell because drawing does not help.
Great.
But 2
all right.
tan slightly. Do you have 2 tan things that are curved? They have a slope to them.
Because it depends on how the curve you're talking about works.
Oh,
I have
no.
4 tan pieces that have a curve. However, 2 of them are one type, 2 are the other. 2 of them you could say are a 1x2 with a curved slope on top and stepped on the bottom. 2 of them are exactly that same description, except when the slope ends. If these things were right side up and the slope ends on the bottom, there's a slant cut out.
I think I want the slant cut out.
Okay. Okay.
We're gonna see.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah. And it'll become very obvious when we start to assemble these things together. But you're gonna need one of each of those things with the slant cutouts, but that are slanted opposite directions.
Yeah, they're mirrored. Okay, I feel more confident that we have what we're talking about here.
Cool. I need 2 of the following. It's a 2x2, right? In
Right.
blue, but because it's been angle cut, there's only 2 pips on top. And you're gonna find 4 of these that are they're like 2 are mirror images of another 2.
What color?
They're blue.
Okay. And there's 4 of these, you said?
They're planes. Yeah.
And there's 2 pips on top.
Yeah.
All right, so, and there's 2 of one type and then 2 mirror imaged.
Correct.
Okay, got them.
Okay. And here's your last 2. These are more like blocks. They're quite thick. There's only 2 pips on top. They have an angled slope, like a hard angled slope on the side. And I believe they're also angle cut.
Okay, are they stepped on the bottom?
Yes, there's a heavy step on them, I believe.
Okay. I got one, I think. There's the other one. All right, and they're mirrored.
That's correct.
Okay, I think I got them.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to build some sub-assemblies. So I want you to split these things up in the following manner. Everything that has a curve that faces in one direction, put those to one side. Everything that has a curve that faces in another direction, put that to the other side.
All right.
Because we're going to start stacking things on top of each other.
Okay.
In fact, let's build the first little piece. So you're going to get this as I start telling you how this is done.
Okay.
Take one of those first tiles. I don't
Okay.
care which one. Just take one that has that slight angle cut curve.
Okay.
Take one of those little round blue double pip things.
Uh-huh.
I want you to attach those together into the stepped area.
All right, so you're talking about the tan piece and the blue double pip.
That's correct.
Okay.
Just take one of those tan pieces and then take one of the two double pips. Put the double pip into the area that can receive a pip.
Okay. So when I do this, there is still, of the stepped area, the lowest portion of the step is kind of beside the blue.
No, it should go into the lowest portion, I think.
Should go
Or you
in-
might be assembling it upside down. Are you assembling it so that the smooth part's on underneath?
If I assemble it so that the problem with this model is that it's double-sided, the model as a whole, so underneath is relative.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at it so that the tan piece, so that the smooth portion is facing upwards to me,
Yeah.
you're saying that the blue double-sided pip needs to be attached to the lowest part of the bottom.
If the smooth part is up to you, it does not go in the lowest part. It goes in the, because you know how there's
It goes
a cut.
inside the step?
Yeah, it goes inside the step.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to
Okay.
go into the thing that has that's a full channel.
Got it. Got it.
Are we doing on time?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
All right.
All right.
Cool. You've done that, right?
Done that.
Okay. So now you had already said you divided everything up according to so that all of the angle cuts are all the same, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you should have two of those pieces that are flat planes with two pips on top.
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to sandwich both of those together so they are just like they're perfectly mated.
All right. So it's they're not quite together. They're not quite a block. They're a third short.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Okay. I want you to attach that to the pip in the tan tile in such a way that the right angle, I know there's two right angles, but it's the long right angle, the two long pieces meeting at a right angle, that they also meet the long side of the right angle on the tan slope. Does that make sense?
I'm wondering if I did the grouping wrong, but I think I have something. So when I'm looking at the tan piece, the slant that is cut out of the end, so that there isn't a full pit to connect to on the bottom side, that slant matches up with the slant of the blue planes.
Correct?
Okay, I think I've got it.
Okay, all right. I want you to flip this thing upside down so that the tan piece is on the very bottom.
Okay.
Okay. I want you to put the two long sides of the blue facing you. Like it's basically the whole flush assembly should be now facing towards you. So it's like they're coming together. The corner is facing you. Okay, I want you to flip it so that the tan piece is on the bottom.
It is.
Great. I want you to have it so that the slant is facing away from you, like north.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now you know that big slope block thing that I mentioned?
Yeah.
I want you to put that on top, mated to the other two planes, so they all meet flush. So that slant cut is flush all the way down.
Okay, I think I got that. I think.
So what you should have is something that feels like it's got a little overhang.
Are they supposed to connect somehow? So we're talking about I've got the assembled piece with the tan and the two blue planes.
Yes.
We're bringing in the next piece now, right? The stepped.
Yeah, that long
Large step
slope with
block?
a step underneath it, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And is that actually connecting right now to the?
So, you know how all of them have a slant cut on their side?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you arrange it so that the slants are actually all on the same side and that you can connect this whole thing? Basically, the two pips that are underneath, the two pips on those slant cut planes, they have to go into the fattest part of that, not the thinnest part, not the step. They have to go into the fattest part of that sloped piece.
I think I just got it.
And it feels like you've continued like a there's a slope and then and it meets with like an even wall all the way down.
Okay, yeah, I think I've got it.
Cool. So now if you have a one complete assembly like that, you should be able to attach it so that it to the requisite side that has that, you know, the big slopey pieces on the main unit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that should feel like that's attaching and making like an angled, it continues the slope, but it's angled on the slope on the one side.
I think I've got it.
Cool.
At least it makes sense to me.
Great.
If looking at the design of the whole, using a little bit of intuition here, it makes it. This is making sense to me. It flows together in a smooth shape.
Yes,
So I think we're there, and do the exact same thing with the remaining pieces on the flip side.
that's correct.
45 seconds-ish.
Well, I think we just got there.
You got them locked in?
I got them locked in. I think
Great.
I got them where they're supposed to be.
Then that is step 17, and we're gonna call it right there.
Nicely done.
Yes.
That was. I don't know if you saw me in the PIP, but like, yes, when you got the smooth shape.
Yeah, it took me a minute, and then I was like, wait, okay, I see where we're going.
Yeah, it was like, you know, it was like seeing the Matrix.
So I see we're at dusk now.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Nice.
Yeah,
5 seconds left.
Oh yeah.
I'm still
I
kind
hope
of
you've entered
amazed
that
we
ninth
found
world
the second
giveaway, because
red
now
banded
it's too
too.
Now it's
late.
over.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just gonna cross.
But look how, oh, no, I'm going the wrong way. Look how close.
Yeah, when you get to it, or
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's hidden. I don't get to see it.
Almost to a point.
No.
I got you.
I mean, I know what it looks like.
you know what it's supposed to look like.
No, yeah, and that's what it looks like. It looks like exactly how I looked at it in the book.
Nicely done.
I haven't seen it. I just know that that's what it's going to look like. Because if it doesn't, that's somebody's fault.
Yeah.
Rob,
No, this is a two-man job.
Oh, good.
Like, I'm always impressed by how much having like a agreed upon like set of coordinates helps.
Oh yes.
Like establishing vocabulary first.
Yes.
Very useful.